Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maple, and for today's video we're going to be taking a deep dive and looking at the Andalusian before the new model comes to the game on September 10th, 2025. So the video is going to be split up into two sections. First we'll start with the real life breed, its history and its use in modern day, and then we will dive into the breed as it's represented in Star Stable and take a look at the past, present, and future generations of it in the game, including every detail we know about the quote, new and improved Andalusian coming to the game in September of 2025. So just to be clear, I won't be having any spoilers in this video. Everything you see in the video, any previews, any details that I share, including the thumbnail, is not spoilers, okay? This is all stuff that's already been posted by Star Stable. They've put it on their Instagrams, their website, their blog post, everything. Nothing here is a spoiler, okay? The Andalusian, also known as the Pre or Pure Spanish horse, is from the Iberian Peninsula of Spain and is well known for its exceptional beauty, elegance, and power. Its ancestors date back thousands of years, and it has changed very little over the centuries and still retains the same traits and characteristics as it has since at least the 15th century. Historically, it has been prized by royalty and the Spanish government as a war horse, and in modern times, despite how low its numbers are, it has become a recognizable and much beloved breed throughout the globe. Defined by their compact, strong builds coupled with their signature long manes and tails, the Andalusian is often compared to and even occasionally confused with its fellow European breed, the Frisian, which matches the Andalusian in both power and grace. They are very closely related to the Portuguese Lusitano and again are sometimes confused with them by the untrained eye. Andalusians are also credited with improving other breeds' genetics or for establishing and being the foundation of new breeds, perhaps most notably the Azteca or the Warlander. Their most common coat color is various shades of gray or bay, although many colors are seen such as palomino, black, and chestnut. In certain registries and regions, colors such as buckskin, dun, or even cremello can be found. Typically averaging a little over 15 hands high, they are an average to slightly large riding horse, and despite their feisty spirit, Andes are almost always gentle and docile, with their intelligence and sensitivity being among their top qualities. With their regal and majestic presence, in modern times they are sought after as a flashy dressage horse, being known for their ability to learn difficult moves quickly, but they are also found in driving competitions or even jumping. Their special talent, however, is classical dressage and equitation classes, but it's likely we all know them first and foremost as being in a lot of Hollywood productions. Alongside the Frisian, they are often used in historical or fantasy settings such as Gladiator, Lord of the Rings, King Arthur, Game of Thrones, and of course, many others. Unfortunately, there is a negative aspect of Andalusians to discuss, and it's that throughout history and even to this day, they are often used in bullfighting rings. And even though, thank God, it is outlawed and illegal in most countries, there is places in the world where it is still alive and well, and it's absolutely evil. Like, there's completely no defending it whatsoever, and I'm horrified by it. And it's also just incredibly tragic that even horses are also dragged into that mess, and it's nothing but animal cruelty and abuse at the highest level. And on that horrible note, let's go on and move to the next part of the video, which is about the Andalusian in Star Stable. The Gen 1 Andalusian was originally added to the game in 2013, with the current Gen 3, that's soon to be renamed, added in 2019, with all of its exclusive coats having since been permanently extended to full-time. The original Gen 1 has been retired from the game since May of 2024. The current Gen 3 Andalusian is being renamed to the Jorvik Andalusian, and at the time I'm filming this, it's available for 950 star coins at Silverglade Manor, although we can assume that that is probably all about to be changed and adjusted. So the Jorvik Andalusian has 8 coats available and 3 magic horse variants, and we can probably safely assume that some of those are going to be recreated with the newer model either at launch or later on down the line. The Gen 3 includes the famous Spanish walk, and the earlier versions did not though. And this model has a player level 5 requirement, and currently the horse must be trained to level 7 to perform the Spanish walk. So now onto the new version of Gen 3 we're getting soon, but before we get into that, as a reminder, the Gen 3 one we currently have in game will be renamed to the Jorvik Andalusian and won't really be considered the same breed as the new one we have from now on. So just try to keep that in mind so you don't get confused when the new one comes to the game. So what we do know about it for sure is that it's coming September 10th. The price is unknown at the time that I'm filming this. I would guess it's going to be between 900 and 950 star coins based on recent releases. I would assume it's probably going to include the Spanish walk, and usually if they have a special movement like that, they're even more expensive. It's going to be at Jorvik Stables, and it will have 7 coat colors at launch, and I'm sure we're going to get other variations and probably magic code horses using its model later on at some point. And it will be released alongside 2 separate working equitation sets. So at the time that I'm filming this, there hasn't been any spoilers from our usual sources. Everything that you're seeing on screen right now is just previews that Star Stable themselves has posted. It's been in their dev vlogs, their Instagram posts, that sort of thing. None of this is an actual spoiler, okay? These are like commercials that Star Stable puts out to hype us up. It's not spoilers. I have to emphasize this every single time I show anything like this on my channel because somebody always gets mad and says, "You're showing spoilers, you're ruining everything," and I have to scream at them. It's not a spoiler, it's from Star Stable, you guys. There's only like one single time where I accidentally put spoilers in my thumbnail because I got confused and thought that Star Stable had already posted things about it and revealed the horses, and they hadn't. So I did genuinely spoil things for people that time, and I'm sorry, but this isn't one of those times. Speaking of spoilers though, I assume that we could expect those to be dropping anytime soon. We usually have it by now, but lately Star Stable's been doing that thing where when they add the horse to the files until it's like completely totally finished, they wait until the last minute to unwrap it. So like right now the only spoilers we have is it literally in like a cardboard wrap. And I get why they do that, because if they add it too early when the coat colors and the animations aren't finished, people go absolutely berserk and say it's horrible. So they're waiting last minute so they have more control over it, I guess, which is okay. I understand why they do that, but spoilers are so fun, and I'm just worried that they're gonna eventually make it where we can't get in the files and see anything ahead of time at all. And I don't know, man, but spoilers are like the funnest thing to me, so I hope that doesn't ever happen. If you don't like spoilers though, and you always wait for the official trailer, that usually comes out I think the Monday of release week. So if updates are on Wednesday, then it usually comes out pretty early on Monday that you get to see the sneak peek. But I am not usually crazy about their trailers because I feel like they're too short and they don't really show off the horse very well. So that's why I like the spoiler videos, not just because I'm impatient and I want to see and I'm nosy, but I also feel like from these spoiler videos I get a way better idea of which horses I like and how I actually feel about the breed. So this is a sneak peek at one of the special mane and tail options, and I do like this for being very accurate and true to life. I was definitely expecting something like this, and I'm pretty happy with it. I do understand though that it's an acquired taste, and especially the tail isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea, but for me, I'll need to see this in person or, in game on each individual horse to decide if I like it or not, but I like that they have these options anyway. So I wanted to do a little side-by-side comparison of the horses that we've seen previews of next to real life horses, and honestly I'm really impressed. I don't have any complaints so far. I think they've pretty much nailed it. They look like Andalusians and they look really good. I'm not gonna read word for word everything the devs said. You can just go read their game blog if you want to, but I will summarize some key points. So they start with acknowledging that Andalusians are called the Horse of Kings, and their pedigrees have been recorded as early as the 13th century. They were often gifted to foreigners as diplomatic goodwill, and that happened up until the 17th century. They were much loved among Spanish nobles and members of the inner courts, and have since been a staple of elite riding academies. So even though they didn't mention bullfighting, they did mention an issue that people are rightfully pretty concerned about, and I will go ahead and read that word for word because it's important, you guys. So they say, regarding health and welfare, we were very mindful about addressing certain common issues. For gaits, we made sure no front legs were paddling to the sides. In movement, we kept the horse on or in front of the vertical, and detailed discussions were had about a healthy neck thickness with no equine metabolic syndrome in sight. So yeah, I'm glad they actually addressed that because they tend to like to sweep things under the rug, and the fact that they actually bring it up and brought that to people's attention, I think was pretty good on them. So that's it. That covers everything we know about the Andalusians so far. By the time I actually finish editing and upload this video, we might already have spoilers or more previews or something out, and if we do, go ahead and comment what you think about it in the comments. But to end this video, I'm going to read the description of the Andalusians that is currently on the website, because I imagine it's going to be updated soon with the new ones, but it would still apply to the new models anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it. The evocative image of the fiery Spanish horse, confident and noble in its bearing, is deeply embedded in equestrian culture and is the origin of many a horse owner's dreams. If you are looking to fulfill your dream of a royal Baroque horse, the Andalusian is your best bet.